In our rapidly changing world, certain spaces challenge traditional ideas of place and identity. These spaces lack historical depth and personal connections, existing on the outskirts of our awareness. From airports to shopping malls, they embody a transient quality that defines modern life. Despite their uniform appearance, they hold complexity beyond their surface. As we navigate through these non-places, we find ourselves questioning the shifting landscapes of our hypermodern reality. Marc Auge, a French anthropologist, introduced the term non-places in his book Non-Places: Introduction to an Anthropology of Supermodernity. Non-places are spaces of transience that lack significance to be considered places. They are places without history, relations, or identity. Auge states that non-places produce solitary contractuality, as opposed to anthropological places that create the organically social. The link between individuals and non-places is established through words or texts. Some examples of non-places are stations, malls, and airports. According to Marc Auge, non-places are produced by supermodernity, which is primarily caused by overabundance. The overabundance of events, spatial overabundance, and individualization of references. Supermodernity finds its full expression in non-places. Despite the recognition of Auge's ethnological analysis, criticisms have been raised. Merriman argues that Auge's dismissal of ethnological research and postmodern anthropology prevents a nuanced exploration of human interactions within non-places. Merriman also overstates the novelty of experiences associated with non-places and neglects their social and cultural dimensions. Non-places are shaped by power dynamics, historical processes, and social inequalities. Thus, they are not as uniform as Marc Auge argues. Ungur concludes that non-place remains a valuable theoretical tool for critiquing contemporary spatial dynamics and advocating for change in late capitalist societies, despite its limitations. Auge's work on non-places has inspired additional scholarship, with writers like Rem Koolhaas and Mark Fisher contributing to the debate. Koolhaas introduced the term junk space, describing it as a result of modernization and capitalism. The residue mankind leaves on the planet, as Koolhaas calls it. The most crucial aspect of junk space is its hybrid nature. It is dynamic but stagnant. It describes it as a confusing space characterized by artificiality and blandness. Like non-places, junk space becomes an antithesis of space, a cancellation of human-oriented cities. Another scholar engaged in the debate is Mark Fisher, who explores the erosion of space and time. He centers his study on Jacques Derrida's idea of ontology, which is the study of not being, either anymore or not being yet. He argues that with the continuing commercialization and globalization, culture is becoming homogeneous. Time itself hence becomes indiscernible, which he calls non-time. This concept is tied to non-places, as these are, in his words, the most visible sign of implacable spread of capitalist globalization. Such locations can become haunting, that is, reminiscent of not being. Our case study object is the Megastores shopping center in The Hague, which, despite initial plans to be a successful and profitable mall, has faced challenges due to online shopping, high operational costs, and changing consumer preferences, as well as its dreary appearance. As a result, the megastores are planned for demolition as a part of the redevelopment of the Central Innovation District. The new building will feature housing, stores, and social facilities, marking a significant change for this supermodern location. The megastores can be considered a non-place, as it fulfills Marc Auge's criteria. It has neither history, relations, nor it is a place of identity. It was built in 2000 for profit, and visitors are merely customers with no other specific identity. People usually go there for consumption only, considering its dreary appearance. They often arrive by car, which fits with the increased mobility related to the spatial overabundance from supermodernity. However, the megastores will be demolished and redeveloped, since it was not profitable, partly due to the increasing popularity of online shopping, which is related to another form of spatial overabundance. From Koolhaas' perspective, megastores is a prime example of junk space, the space of consumption resulting from capitalist modernization. It is temporary and will soon be replaced by, hopefully, better developments. Its appearance is hybrid. Visually, it is bland and unremarkable, yet has unusual elements, such as a clown bench. In terms of movement, the scarce customers both wander through the mall aimlessly, perhaps lost, and have clear objective to fulfill. From Fisher's viewpoint, megastores is a non-place connected to the non-times of supermodernity through consumable goods. As such, it is also haunting. It highlights what is no longer there and what is going to emerge from its bulldozed remains. In any case, it is a unique space, arguably characteristics of its time. Liminality is an alternate approach that stems from a different theoretical tradition, but may result in an analysis reminiscent of Auge. The word liminal derives from the Latin limens or limen, denoting a threshold between two places. The concept was used first in anthropological descriptions of rituals and rites of passage by Arnold van Gennep. The liminal stage indicates the transitive, in-between moment in these acts. Victor Turner later applied the idea to other phenomena in anthropology. As Banfield said, in geography, despite the spatial emphasis on margins, threshold, betweenness, places of confinement and exile, journeying and pilgrim making, it is a quintessentially geographical concept. Disciplinary engagement with liminality has been described as curiously scarce. Among the first scholars to spatialize liminality was Rob Shields in 1991 in his study of spatially and socially marginal places. According to Banfield, there are three major liminal spatialities that may be investigated in geography: transitional or transformative spatialities, the shape-shifting qualities of subjectivity in the in-between, and belonging or communitas as shared experience. Analyzing the megastores from the framework of liminality, we can notice that on a basic level, the corridors represent the liminal stage in the ritual of consumption, as well as such characteristics as hybridity and multiplicity, as well as the public-private nature, so a public displace of private ownership, and the transformation from a public space to a mostly private space, housing. In addition, we can observe the process of internationalization as local nature is being transformed into gateway to other places through the spatiality of production. Another notion is inside-outside, as the side of commerce was once an outside market, and nowadays it is inside, but with a glass ceiling. Another idea that corresponds to this is the transient status of megastores. As the plans have already been devised and the switching off of certain sections began, megastores are currently in a liminal stage, both functioning and on the threshold of destruction. Customers are also aware of that. Overall, these features create a unique atmosphere in megastores, arguably indicative of their liminality. To conclude, Megastores Den Haag is, rather paradoxically, both a unique and a generic location. Megastores embodies the transient nature of hypermodern reality and the profound impact of capitalism and globalization on our built environment. As megastores undergoes redevelopment, it presents an opportunity for further investigation into the spatial, temporal, and social dimensions of non-places within cities. We argue that more research should be done into, firstly, its spatiality and temporality, secondly, its impact on the local community, and thirdly, the resulting local meanings of space. Hence, we suggest the following research question. What is the status of non-places, such as megastores, Den Haag, within cities, and how do they imprint on the local meanings of space?